You know, I was really impressed with the next-gen home model. I made a comment, you may recall as we toured this, whoever came up with this idea deserves a big raise. Because to me, it's just very intuitive that this is what people want. Families come in all shapes and sizes and all configurations and all different types of needs. When you see this floor plan, you maybe initially think, well, this is a great way to accommodate a family and an older parent or grandparent. But the more you think about different scenarios, this might be for someone who's very comfortable and in a retirement situation and money is no object. On the other hand, this might be a perfect fit for families that are looking to consolidate expenses. It would be fun to sit here and see who comes in and walks through the door and says, you had me in mind when you came up with this floor plan, and see really the large variety of family situations that this is the perfect answer for. You know, one of the advantages of this style of home that seems obvious to me is the way it allows for a family to transition from one stage to another without disrupting all of the relationships, all the history that you establish with a neighborhood and the friendships that are established. I could see a family moving into this, maybe with an older parent. As time transitions, maybe they go from one side of the house to another and their older children move in, or who knows what circumstances might prompt changes. And this home is so flexible, it allows the family to stay without the need to leave and start over again in another neighborhood.
American households are getting more crowded thanks to a steep increase in the number of families that have several generations living under one roof. Sometimes it's for financial reasons. Sometimes baby boomers need to take care of both their parents and their own kids. While it is the way American families used to live in prior generations, these days it can be a challenge given life in America. Tonight, in partnership with the AARP, our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Nancy Snyderman, reports on some ways people are making it work.
I'm over here. Curtis and Christy Owen are making ends meet thanks to an increasingly popular living arrangement.
We are able to balance our budget and stuff and make this manageable because we have 3 incomes.
They're part of the 51.5 million people in this country living in multi-generational households, and builders are taking notice. The couple lives with Christy's parents in a Lennar next-gen home, a concept that has quickly become one of the company's top sellers. Currently in 10 states, next gens are houses with complete smaller homes attached, designed for privacy and built to evolve with a family.
You can use it as an office when your kids are first young. You can use it as a teen room as they get older. Then when your parents are older, they can come and live with you.
Christy's parents live in the attached unit, helping care for granddaughter Ava. Experts say living together is about more than just making memories.
The socialization that occurs when you live in a multi-generational household can be a very positive thing for the health of every generation in the household.
Whether you decide to live with family members or not, the important thing is to have these conversations when everyone is healthy and younger, so that there's no confusion when as the family ages and those inevitable crises come. And as you know, Brian, I am in the thick of it. I can tell you the conversations aren't always easy, but boy, does it make your family stronger.
Nice to know others are out there having the same thing. Nancy, thanks for your reporting. You can find much more on this topic, including the resources of the AARP. It's on our website tonight, NBCNightlyNews.com.
Well, it's a situation that many families now face, having a parent or extended family member move in.
Tonight, CBS 5's Jason Berry tells us how some Valley home builders have created a solution to a big family problem.
You may be wondering why there are 2 front doors in front of this house, one for the main home, the other for a separate living space under the same roof. It's part of a unique housing concept that has a lot of families pretty excited.
On the outside, this house looks like any other, but take a closer look. Just down the hall from where Don Hoover and Maureen Mumpton like to relax and watch television is a separate home within a home, where Maureen's 22-year-old daughter Molly lives.
It's not just an extra bedroom with a little bathroom or something attached to it. It's basically its own complete self-sufficient unit, and that Molly can again be her independent self that she wants to be. But if she does need something from us, then she's just a footstep away.
This Gilbert family has joined a growing number of homeowners across the valley, embracing a new home concept called multi-generational housing. It's basically a self-contained little apartment inside a larger house, complete with its own kitchen, bedroom, even a washer and dryer. The unique homes have been a big hit with extended families, with an aging parent now living with adult children and with young adults just out of high school or college.
I can just come and go as I please. I can do my own thing here, and if I need something, they're right there. If not, I can be like, bye, see you later.
The thing that
Alan Jones with Lennar Homes tells us about 25 to 30% of their Valley home sales are now next-gen homes.
we now have plans that range from 1,900 square feet all the way up to 5,000 square feet. And the reason for us doing that is because of the popularity, because there's so many people that want this type of housing to live together cohesively and benefit financially in the process.
The multi-generational homes cost about 5% more than a similar house in the same community. Money homeowners can make up by not paying rent or a second mortgage.
All the electric and utilities is all, combined, together. So yeah, overall the cost is much less than if she would have her own place.
It's the best of both worlds.
Jason Berry, CBS 5 News.
We're kicking off Real Estate Week here on CBS 2. Move over nuclear families. It seems the trend today is to live near your family, and we found more and more families are opting to stay close together in new ways.
Isn't it just marvelous?
Murrieta resident Laverne Hansen lives close to her family.
They sacrificed what they were looking for in order to have this for me.
So close, they live in the same house, but there is a catch.
This is my little house.
Hansen is part of a growing trend of multi-generational families living together, all under the same roof, in a home within a home.
I brag about it to everybody, and when people ask about it, they say, oh, a casita? And I say, no, it's not a casita. It's a home within a home.
Her residence is a one-bedroom apartment with its own private entrance, complete with a kitchen, bathroom, and even a washer and dryer. The only thing that separates Hansen from her family is a wall.
I don't hear them, and hopefully they don't hear me carrying on over here, because I'd hate to get kicked out for having loud parties or anything, I got to keep it down a little.
We try to give her, her privacy, especially the kids. We taught them since we moved in. We have a little doorbell, or they have to knock and say, Mimi, can I come in? We don't just barge into her house. And she does the same for us.
Hansen's daughter, Christy, knew that she wanted her mother to move in with the family.
We were looking at homes. My mom was living on her own for the first time in a long time. And there were incidents where she would be home alone and would, be sick, or I would get a call in the morning that she went to the hospital, and I felt like I was never there for her.
Giving family members peace of mind is what it's all about, and home builders like Lennar are listening.
We created a solution to something that people, just American families, were looking for. We just saw that multi-generational living in general was making a resurgence, and it's not a new concept, but a new home development it is. So we've just kind of brought it back.
It's giving families their independence without losing their privacy. In return, bringing generations closer together.
We have dinner almost every night during the week, or the kids can come home from school, they run over and see her, or just everyday things like knowing that she's safe in that home.
Well, pricings on these homes do vary, but builders tell us that they're only a slight increase from the price of a new single-family home.
We met at a party, and I was always just seeing him around, passing by and flirting. We got married in January 1971.
My hometown, right?
Belo Horizonte.
In Brazil.
And we're together for 43 years now.
My dad always had us excited about coming here.
The United States was my goal since I was 7 years old.
So my sister came first, and she liked Phoenix the best, so she decided to move here. And then Arizona State gave me a scholarship.
I came from Montana on a wrestling scholarship. I saw her at the party and got her number, and she was just beautiful. She didn't speak a lot of English, which probably worked in my favor a lot.
I graduated in May and we got married in August. My mom was like, well, they're probably both never gonna come back. So they came. So for a while we all lived together in my sister's tiny condo. That wasn't great.
Christy got closer, she was 30, and she's like, I really want to have kids, and so I was excited. She's the best thing that has ever happened to me.
So I got pregnant and I worked from home. I knew my mom would help me, but they lived pretty far. My dad was wanting to downsize. Then we looked at some home builders. I walked in and I was like, oh my God, I love this house. It's like 2 homes, attached. It's a full house. There's a kitchen and laundry, and we're so excited. It was a Lennar next-gen home.
To be able to share bills, split the mortgage.
The cost of living dropped a lot.
We also have a lot of time where we're just living our life as a family and letting her and Laurel live their life. She likes to come over and have her own space, and then we like to have our own space.
I want my privacy.
Of course, I had a little bit of reservation, but it's really been amazing. We couldn't ask for a better situation.
One word for a family, it's love.
That's what I live for, is my family.
For me, families staying together.
Jennifer Michaels never intended to live with her mother, Lucy Abbott.
So who's winning?
But when Michaels sold her house faster than she expected, she and her kids needed somewhere to stay. So they went to Grandma's. Much to all their surprise, they didn't hate it.
We decided it just was like the perfect fit, and we never left.
I enjoyed the life that the kids bring to you when they're around you all the time. But we did have our challenges.
The challenge was not a bigger space, but separate spaces.
I'm a time traveler.
Lucy likes the video games.
I'm a gamer, and I'm up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and the kids need their sleep. Oh dear.
So mother and daughter decided to buy a next-gen home by builder Lennar, a leader in this trend. The home has 2 entrances, separate kitchens, and living areas.
I literally have gone 3 days without seeing her.
14% of all U.S. households, that's 16.5 million, already live multi-generationally.
One of the reasons is we've seen so much immigration in the last 25 years, and other cultures around the world tend to live multi-generationally. That's caused the numbers to increase substantially.
The recession also played a part. Young adults were hit hardest in the job market, and some were unable to move out. They're also delaying marriage, which keeps them home longer. On the other end of the spectrum, baby boomers are retiring and downsizing. Burns surveyed 20,000 potential home buyers and found nearly half would like to accommodate their elderly parents in their next home, and almost as many want to live with their adult children.
Not at all about the finances. In fact, the house that we were all living in, we're renting it out, so we didn't even sell it to buy this house. It's more of a connection between the generations.
Grandparents like me are more active, we do more things, we're healthier, we live longer, so the relationships with grown-up children can mature.
And so, with the right floor plan,
the little light bulb went on.
Families that don't play together can still stay together. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Diana Olick in Washington.
We were renting a house together, and we wanted a home that would accommodate both families. We came across the Lennar model homes, and we knew immediately that it was perfect.
My husband and I stay in the next gen section. I just love the space that we have, a private space and a big space.
I love it here, and I love being a full-time grandma. I can't ask for a better friend.
Same here.
Make me cry.
I'm not crying.
Lennar homes make happy families.
That they do.
The next gen meant an independent living space for our turning adult child.
It's exactly what we wanted. It's like having an apartment
in your house.
I love being able to come and go as I please. I definitely feel like it's my own space.
It has everything you need. 2-bedroom, bathroom.
My own kitchen, my own living room, and I have my own front door. Being on my own is really nice. But then again, if I want to hang out or if I need help, they're always there.
It's perfect for us.
We were living in townhouses next to one another, and it just seemed silly that we weren't pooling our resources. I happened to hear a Lennar commercial on the radio, and I said, hey, let's go look at a house.
We like the house, we like the area. It's really met our needs.
We can combine all of our expenses.
Cable, phone,
electricity,
PG&E. You get more bang for your buck.
That's what makes the Next Gen work so well. It's been a perfect
just
fit for our
workforce.
family.
We're looking for a home that he can have his own space.
I was looking to move out for college and go out and move on my own.
Somebody told me that, Lennar, they have something that you're looking for.
It is like your own apartment. You have your own bathroom, bedroom, kitchen.
He learned how to be independent. He learned how to cook for himself. And sometimes he say, Mom, you wanna eat the fish I cook?
I decided to take them up on their offer, and I'm glad I did.
The Next Gen, a home within
It's
a
a
home.
home within a home.
We were in a transition, wanting to be closer to family.
My mother lived in Los Angeles. We would go visit her every other week. It's not really close.
With a special needs child, you have to think about a bunch of different things, and one of them is what's going to happen when they become an adult.
My mother-in-law, she was pretty outgoing, you know, until she got ill. We didn't want to see her in a nursing home, so I was like, hey, we're going to take our life to the next level.
We wanted to be able to help our son and his family while we were still able, but we needed a solution that was really a win-win. And that's when we discovered Lennar's Next Gen home concept.
I walked in and I was like, oh my God, I love this house. It's like 2 homes, you know, attached.
It was just incredible. It's almost like they read my mind.
It's 2 homes in one, each with our own separate entrance.
It was like nothing I've ever seen before. We couldn't get to my mother-in-law fast enough to tell her about it.
The concept is a home within a home. You have the main home, and then you have the Next Gen suite. It's got its own entrance on the side, so you can come and go as you want. But you can open the inside door, and all of a sudden you're in the main home.
You dream of something, and it went far surpassed what we could have dreamed for.
The Next Gen suite gives us the space we need. And when we need to be separated, we're separated, but when we come together, it's like we have always been together.
We do have times where we're under one roof, but it feels like we have our separate activities. It's very easy that way.
Of course, I had a little bit of reservation, but it's really been amazing. We couldn't ask for a better situation.
My kids get to see their grandma every day, and she's involved with us. It's gratifying.
There's a lot of worry and anxiety for special needs parents. There's not a lot of things you can fix. This was something we could provide for her. Give her more independence and sense that she belongs.
Our home has given us privacy and independence, but most importantly, it lets us all be together.
3 generations living under one roof.
For me, families staying together.
We were in a transition, wanting to be closer to family. And our son and his family of 4 were crammed into this little 2-bedroom townhome. We wanted to be able to help our son and his family while we were still able, but we needed a solution that was really a win-win, something that was what's in it for we instead of what's in it for me. And that's when we discovered Lennar's Next Gen home concept. It's 2 homes in one, each with our own separate entrance. For us, the Next Gen suite gives us the space we need. And when we need to be separated, we're separated, but when we come together, it's like we have always been together. The generational aspect of that is just unreal. Being able to reconnect in this way with my son, my daughter-in-law, and especially with our grandchildren, it's just been powerful for all of us. Our home has given us privacy and independence, but most importantly, it lets us all be together as an interdependent family.
I was 24 when I started my business. I love making old things new, so it was fitting fixing cars for a living. I met my wife working at a fast food place, and she was kind of shy and I was shy, but her mom talked to me and we ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend, I guess. My mother-in-law, she was pretty outgoing, until she got ill. Now she has agoraphobia, where she can't leave her home for anything. My wife's quality with her mother was really bad because all she would do is run errands for her mom instead of just hanging out with her. We didn't want to see her in a nursing home, so I was like, hey, we gotta take our life to the next level. As soon as we saw a Lennar Next Gen home, it was like nothing I've ever seen before. We couldn't get to my mother-in-law's fast enough to tell her about it. Every room that we walked into, we were just in awe. Choosing this route so she can live with us, it's actually helped her condition. We're living life how we actually dreamed of. 3 generations living under one roof in one home.
I grew up in a military family, so it was just likely for me to kind of follow suit with that, and have moved around a lot. With that kind of lifestyle, everything's temporary. We knew that when we moved that this was possibly the last move. This time we were looking for a home, we weren't looking for a house. My sister and I were talking on the phone, and she told us about the Lennar Next Gen home, and there's just a settling feeling. For us, it's something that would serve our family all the way around. We walked in and we were just blown away. We just never dreamed that we could have provided Savannah with something like this. With a special needs child, you have to think about a bunch of different things, and one of them is what's going to happen when they become an adult. With her having that Next Gen home, I can exhale. It's really important for people with disabilities to take pride in their spaces and feel a sense of independence. For the families who care about them, it's important to take a real sense of security. This Lennar home provided all of that for us.